720p instead of 1080, which I usually do. Sometimes I do 4K, but this Streamlabs OBS software, for some reason, when you do 4K, it just makes the files huge. So when you go to upload, it takes forever. So I usually do 1080p. It takes half the time. But now I'm doing 720. So it uploads real fast now. But this is an ASMR vid, so I don't think the video quality is a big thing with you guys. But just let me know if it looks terrible. I think it looks okay. I'm still running the initial feed from my camera's 4K, but I guess the software samples it down, I guess, or whatever. So time you guys get on YouTube is 720p, but hopefully it just looks fine. Besides that, actually made 2 videos that I was going to drop before I did this football video, so I guess ignore what you might hear in those videos, because I was thinking those was going to drop before I did this. So I might, in those videos, I might have talked about doing a football video or something, whatever, but yeah, first football vid I did in a while. I think I missed the last 2 weeks, and it's Sunday morning right now, 11 o'clock, so we got a couple hours for the games kick off, and I said I got some time, so I said might as well just do it now. So I guess I will be recapping week, what's that, is that week 4 or 5? That's week 5, because we're 5-0. So yeah, first off, how about them Cowboys? I was supposed to give you all a vid just on that game, but it was such a beatdown. We got any Cowboy fans in the house? Drop the comments. I know you might be a little under the weather, but drop the comments. Let me know we got some Cowboy fans in the comments. Stand with your team through the wins, through the losses. Supposed to stand with your team. Don't be a fair weather fan. But yeah, y'all got beat down, and I usually like to talk my stuff after you take down a big team like that. But it was such a beat down that it spoke for itself. I don't think I needed much talking. This beat down was monumental. 42-10. How about them Cowboys? Man, oh man, prime time Sunday night, and Dak won 14-24, 153 yards. Look, I didn't even stay up for the whole game. Keep it real with y'all. I wanted to stay up, but I think I fell asleep third quarter. And that pretty much sums it up how I felt about the game. We were up at half, but it was like we could have been up by even more if CMC didn't do that damn fumble by the goal line. So I knew we had this game in the tuck. I knew it was at halftime. I knew this game was pretty much over. I saw exactly what happened in the third. I already seen it. I said it's going to come out the third. We're going to get a couple scores. They're not going to score, and this game's going to be blown wide open, and the game's going to be pretty much over. And that's exactly what happened, because I woke up at the end of the game and I looked at that stats and I saw the 3 interceptions. That told me everything I needed to know before I even watched the second half highlights over. I said, damn, 3 interceptions, Dak. I didn't even predict that. I knew he's going to at least have 1. And man, oh man, it was a blowout. Brock Purdy, accurate again. He's the most accurate quarterback in the NFL. I don't know what people are watching. I don't know what people need to see at this point with Brock Purdy. If you are a Brock Purdy doubter, what do you want to see? Now, understand if maybe you want to see him do it in the playoffs, or maybe you want to see him bring his team. Maybe his team see him do a clutch drive in the fourth quarter when it's needed or something like that. Okay, maybe you need to see that to think that he's gonna be that dude. But by now, anybody should be able to see this guy is a good quarterback. Good. His accuracy alone should tell you that, bro. Like his numbers, I think one game it was like he missed like one incomplete pass, bro. Like he is accurate as hell, and that's what I'm happy about. Because you should be able to see that he's the real deal. Brock Purdy is the real deal. And I have no worries, no doubts about Brock Purdy. I'm just more worried about if the receiver is going to catch the ball. If our running backs and the receivers don't fumble the ball, because they be trying to get every single yard. Sometimes like Debo do not want to go down. It was one play in this game where he was like 3 guys, he kept breaking them, and he was right by the goal line. I was just like, Debo, please do not put this ball out. Trying to get it across the line, and one of these guys hit it, and it's a fumble. I'm like, just go down, Debo. Like this game is, we've been controlling this whole game. So sometimes Debo, he doesn't like to go down. He'll fight for every single inch. So I just be more worried about that, man. Let's not fumble. Let's not turn it over. Let's catch these passes that are right there from our quarterback that are accurate. I'm not worried about Brock. And it's to the point now where I gotta go get some of his cards because I believe in him, and I feel like now's the time. I gotta go get some of his cards just to have. He had 252 yards, 4 touchdowns. It was a blowout, man. 7 in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, 7 in the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter. Fred Warner, I think it's no doubt he's the best linebacker in the league. He punched that ball out, man. I didn't even know it was a fumble. I'm watching the play, and I thought Fred just tackled him and he went out of bounds. And then at the last minute, I see our guys jump on the ball and start pointing. I'm like, what? I didn't even see the ball come out. So they showed a replay, and Fred Warner's just coming around from the tackle. He just go boom, and he punches the ball right out. Somehow it stayed in bounds. Somehow it didn't hit none of the players' feet that was out of bounds, and we got it. I think he had a sack in the game. He had an interception that was off a deflection. He's just, man, he had a prime time game. Yeah, man. So we're clicking on all cylinders. If there's any weakness, I still question the secondary a little bit. It looks like the secondary is a little better than last year, but that's the only thing that I worry about. And we do play Philly and we play Miami, so that's definitely going to test out that secondary. And I feel like though that's the weakness that I thought teams knew that was the weakness to exploit, but I don't know. This year, these teams doesn't seem like they really know what they're doing. I don't know when attacking us, but the secondary is the weakest part. And I remember last year they were attacking that a lot more. You know, you could just throw up a bomb deep and one of our corners would pass interference. You know, to the point where every team was just at least trying to deep ball here and there. But I don't see them doing a lot this year, so I think once we start playing some of these better teams, definitely Miami, we're gonna see really if that secondary can hold up or not. But yeah, man, 5-0. Dallas falls to 3-2 in Dallas, man. I was listening to the radio and they were going over Dallas's schedule. y'all got a tough schedule. Like I think like your next 4 or 5 games could be losses. I know you play the Eagles. I forget you play some other teams, but man, they're not no easy games. So watch out. I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas don't even make the playoffs at this point, because they don't have an easy schedule. But yeah, man, that's it for that game. Pretty much, it was a domination. You guys saw it. Not too much to talk about. We can talk about though at the end of the game. This guy Parsons, apparently he has a podcast. All these guys have podcasts now. They want to talk, and they don't do nothing but get themselves in trouble. Because after you have a humbling loss like that, you don't even know what to say. Like some of these guys, I guess they're still kids. They're young, so they're still kids, so to say. So they don't know how to even take a humbling loss and what are the right things to even say. Cause you could feel one way, but you gotta know you're in the NFL. All your words are gonna be magnified. You gotta know the right things to even say, because then now you can create other problems in the locker room. You can create other problems, other distractions. So some of these guys aren't even bright enough or smart enough to know that. I guess it takes experience, but I mean, I just feel like I would already know that, seeing other people's experience. So Parsons comes out and says, after the game, he says we're on their level. I'm not trying to misquote him or nothing, but he says something to that effect, like, no, we can play with these guys. We're on their same level. And people are just like, what? What are you talking about? You just got smashed. And you come out after the game and say you're on their level. You're on the same level. So everybody's like, no, you're not on the same level. They just showed you that during the game. Let me see if I can pull up. Let me see if I can pull up exactly what it's saying. It says Parsons doesn't think the 49ers are really a level higher than us after the loss. So McCarthy said it's a punch in the gut, it's a kick in the ass, whatever phrase you want to put on it. I think it's clearly, you look at how the season has gone, we've been knocked down. They beat us in all 3 phases. We will clearly acknowledge that. I'm not a burn the tape guy. I think that is a crock of ish. We're going to go through it and make sure we are clear what the expectations are and giving the players that they need to be successful. They played extremely well and we did not. I thought we had taken a step as a team. Clearly I didn't see this coming. I thought the prep was good this week. I thought we had our better Friday and Saturdays of the year, but it's like we talked about before. Sometimes you have a great week of preparation and it doesn't go as well. We did not hit the mark at all today. Okay, so as I was saying, you should know the right things to say, and he's saying all the right. That's their coach. You see that he's saying all the right things. They're cliches, but it's just the best way to handle it. You just say those things, because if he says something that can get just dragged and blown up, and then it could just lead to so many distractions and everything. So you gotta know the right things to say. You gotta humble yourself, especially after a loss like that. And it says, look, however, one of the Cowboys' best players and locker room leaders, 2-time first-team All-Pro linebacker, Parsons doesn't see it in the same way. So there you go right there. That's a narrative that the media can push right there. The coach and the player, the team captain, the most important player on the team down here, are not even on the same page. So Parsons says, I don't think they're really a higher level than us. I think we are the same caliber playoff team, if not the same talent standard as a team. Now he's sounding like a lot of these Cowboy fans who are delusional. I'm sorry. Like, the same talent of team, bruh. say that right after the game. Like, go at least go watch the tape first and see what went on, and then come back and say that. If that's what you really saw on the tape. Like, but you didn't even go watch the tape yet to see what really happened. I just feel like there was nothing that they did besides us beating ourselves. This man said we beat ourselves, bro. If you look at the third downs, I jumped off sides and then they got 7 points 5 plays later. Okay, I'm gonna give Parsons a pass this one time. He's young. He doesn't get it. He's young. Because if you go back and look at the game, on the first possession of the game, the 49ers never needed a third down. This was a big stat that jumped off earlier, like the next day. Everybody was the very first drive. We're getting first downs on first and second down. We never even needed a third down. Oh my God. Now the Cowboys did have some bad penalties. Early in this game, the Cowboys, when the 49ers should have been off the field, the Cowboys defense should have been off the field. They did some bonehead penalties. I think it was like at least 2 where it was like, bro, y'all would have got the ball back and y'all did some stupid penalties. He says that's the thing with good teams like this. If you beat yourself, it will show to the magnitude. Now I was going to make this a full recap NFL video, but this about to just be a 49ers Cowboys video because we already at 20 minutes. So we might as well just keep going down this road. So he says that's the thing with good teams like this. If you beat yourself, it will show to this magnitude. Today we were the 4 turnover team and the team that couldn't get off the field on third down. I don't think we're off the same caliber at all. So he's a little in denial and he's being a little naive. And he's not, I mean, I guess you can say he's showing accountability, but not really. Because if you're just saying that the whole game was just you guys doing penalties and I mean, of course, if you turn it over more than so, you're going to lose the game. That's already known. So you're saying that if you didn't do the 4 turnovers, and if you don't have them dumb penalties on third down, besides that, you're on the same level as the 49ers, but it's not, because even if you don't have them 4 turnovers, you're still punting the ball. Like, it's not like all their 4 turnovers were damn near on their side in their 20-yard and gave us easy touchdowns. We still had to drive the ball. So if you punt, if you take all them interceptions away, you still punt the ball. He thinks it's going to be, I don't know. I guess we're not going to go down and score when we're showing the whole game that they can't stop us. So what is this excuse for? Us driving down, like the first play, the first series, driving down and you not stopping us, you not even forcing a third down. Like, what is this excuse for that? It says here, it's a curious statement given that the defense allowed a 42 points as 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy total 4 passing touchdowns and 252 yards. Even worse, Parsons and the pass rush couldn't do much of anything. Dallas entered the week leading the NFL with 55% quarterback pressure rate. So if you're on the same level, why aren't you still doing that? If you believe you're on the same level as the 49ers, why aren't you getting the pressure? Like, the stats speak for itself. Like, you should continue doing what you usually do if you're on the same level as us. guys. Mind you, he thinks they're on the same level as us. Mind you, this score and these stats could have been worse because we did not play the fourth quarter. This was so much of a beatdown that we took out the starters in the fourth quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter. So yeah, he's just a young kid. He's off base. You know, I guess this loss wasn't humbling enough. I guess it has to happen in the playoffs for him to learn. Like, and then you just setting yourself up instead of just being humble and taking a loss and moving on. You're still chirping and talking. Now they was talking before this game, and I think that's what fueled the Niners even more. Because after the game, some of the Niners were saying stuff like, yeah, they was talking, they was saying this. That's why we wanted to come out. And before this game, they were saying that Dallas was the number one defense. That's all I heard coming into this game. That's the number one defense, Now, we about to play the Cleveland Browns, and now what I hear is, oh no, the Browns is the number one defense. I'm like, y'all just was saying Dallas was the number one defense. So our defense was like, yo, everybody was saying Dallas was the number one defense. Now we want to come out and show them that we the number one defense. Because they hear the talking. But our guys are experienced, so they just go out there and leave it on the field. But these Cowboys, they Parsons, they still want to chirp. They can't even take a loss, a beat down. So now what you're doing is you're just continuing that passion, that fuel, that motivation. So the next time we play y'all, they not even gonna let up. I wouldn't be shocked if it's another beat down. I wouldn't be shocked if now all the players play out through the fourth quarter instead of sitting because of remarks like this. What else? Cowboys allowed more points in week 5 than they had all season, calling into question if they have what it takes to hang in this playoff this season. This makes Dallas the first team since 1990 Raiders to surrender more points in their 5th game season than allowed in their first 4 games combined. So yeah, epic beatdown, 42-10. They're obviously not on the same level as us. I don't know what this guy is smoking. I don't know what any of you fans that are smoking that feels the same way. I mean, your quarterback sucks, so you're definitely not on the same level as us. Like, I would get another word of advice for the Cowboy fans: get another quarterback. This is your window. You got a pretty good defense, so you're gonna waste that. If the same thing we was doing with Garoppolo, we was getting all the way to the Super Bowl, but that quarterback was holding us back from that extra step. Don't waste the time with this. Like, risk off. Not at all. I mean, but who are they really playing? That division they're in sucks. So until they play Philly, 49ers, maybe Dallas. I don't know if they even play those teams this year. We're not really gonna see who Detroit is. So they might sneak all the way to a 1 seed. Who knows? Because they do got an easy schedule. I looked at their schedule. So they might not get tested into the championship. Who knows? Indianapolis beat Tennessee. Miami beat the Giants. New Orleans Saints, damn, 34-0. The Patriots. Pittsburgh beat Baltimore. Pittsburgh is in first place in their division. Eagles beat the Rams. I watched that game. It was pretty close until the end. Eagles do that dumb, they do that what do you call it? The quarterback sneak play where they just bulldoze. I'm not sure why defenses haven't schemed for this yet. And I think the way to stop that is by not trying to go low with the linemen. The Eagles linemen, they get real low and they just push forward. And the defense, I feel as though they're trying to get down there low with them and match that. And I'm like, I think I could be wrong, but I just want to see somebody try it different. I would tell the linemen to don't go low, go over top of them. Instead of trying to go down there low on the ground and get down there, I would say jump over the top. I would just want to see how that works. Because one thing I do feel like it's going to do, that's going to put those linemen at risk, like injury-wise. So I think at that point, they would stop doing it. Because they don't just want their people getting jumped on. Like, I would think the league is going to look into it. I feel as though the league is going to look into somehow making this illegal. I just feel it. I can tell when it's something like this dominant, to get like 3 or 4 yard, like to get 1 yard easily. But that thing, I've seen that thing get like 4 or 5 yards sometimes. And I feel like it's just too dominant that the league is going to do something to stop it. I could be wrong, but like I said, I think you gotta attack it a different way. And I feel like if y'all went over top instead of trying to go down low and you're gonna get beat by them, that even the injury risk will even, like, all it takes is one time for somebody to get hurt and they're gonna stop doing it, or the league's gonna tell them they gotta stop doing it. To me, it doesn't matter. I'm okay if the league doesn't do anything or whatever, but I'm just saying, I'm just shocked that teams haven't changed up something or did something to combat this play, because it's just too dominant. And there has to be a way to shut this down. I forget who they played somebody and somebody stuffed it. So then the next time they did it, they faked it. And I was like, oh, that's something different now, because I've never seen them get stuff like that to the point where they're second guessing doing it. And they faked, the Eagles faked doing it. And then I forgot, I think he ran back around the outside, or he tried to throw it or something, but he didn't do it. I said, uh-oh. I said that team might got something, but then the Eagles did it again and then ran it. I was like, yeah, it's just hard to stop it every time. Might get lucky every 15 times. But these defensive coordinators, they gotta do something about that play. Because when they need 1 yard, that thing looks damn near unstoppable. Falcons have the ball, but they're down 11. So yeah, 4 minutes left. Looks like Ravens are going to pull that out. So we got the Commanders and the Falcons. I can't call that one. Falcons are favored by 1.5, but they're at home. I've seen the Commanders play, but not the Falcons. The Commanders actually impressed me. They played Philly. They almost beat Philly, and I was kind of shocked how good they played. But then someone told me that the Washington always plays Philly good. Sometimes they even beat them, so that must be one of the divisional things. Commanders and Falcons. I'm gonna take the Commanders. I'm really not sure about that one. Vikings and Bears. The Bears look bad, but so do the Vikings. Bears are at home. Minnesota favored by 3. I'm gonna take the Vikings. Seahawks and the Bengals. I probably would watch this game, but we play at 1. Usually our games are later, but we got a 1 o'clock game, 49ers and the Browns, so I'm gonna be watching that. But Seahawks and Bengals, pretty good game to watch. Feel as though both teams need this win. Cincinnati has at home, so they're favored by 3. It's pretty much a pick 'em even game though, so I'm gonna be rooting for the Bengals and knock off the Seahawks. But I feel as though the Seahawks are gonna win. Hopefully I'm wrong. 49ers and Browns. This 49ers and Browns had us favored by 3 when it first opened. And then they said Deshaun Watson wasn't going to start. So now the spread is up to 9.5. But I was just curious to see this game because y'all had it at 3 initially. So that's telling me this is going to be a close game for some reason. Well, not some reason. They're saying the Browns is the best. They're 2-2, but somehow the Browns is the number 1 defense in the league. Go figure. It's like whoever we're playing is number 1 till we beat them. Then somebody else's, but we're not the number 1. I don't get it. So I guess they're saying Garrett is gonna wreck high habit this game, and I guess put a lot of pressure on Birdie. I don't know, but Deshaun isn't playing though, so the line did go up to damn near 10. So maybe it's not a blowout. Maybe it is a blowout now because Deshaun isn't playing, even though I didn't think Deshaun was all that. So yeah, we'll be watching that game. Panthers and Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 14. Sheesh. Dolphins should win that. Jaguars and Colts. Jaguars getting 4.5 at home. Really don't care much for this game. I guess I take the Jaguars. I like their coach. So I'm gonna just take Chargers, man. But we gonna